Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I would like to talk to you a little bit about restaurant conceptualization and when and how it's best for you to involve or invite a consultant, perhaps. So some time ago, I did a series of videos around restaurant conceptualization, and throughout the years I have been getting a lot of questions from anything from people who want to open their own place, or investors, first-time investors in hotel and restaurants, or designers, interior designers and architects looking for an advice and help of how to do the best possible job for the client. So this video is very briefly targeted towards, as I said, investors, architects, interior designers, or anybody that is interested in opening a restaurant. And we will cover when and how it's best for you to involve a consultant or a specialist, and how that can actually save you a lot of trouble, time, and of course money over the longer period. So first of all, why should you bring a specialist or a consultant? Well, while you could have a concept, or if you're a designer or an architect, you are definitely a specialist in form, shape, and design. However, very often people underestimate the importance of those designs being functional. And when we are designing restaurants or hotels, specialists can often forget that they also have to be operational, they have to be functional, and they most importantly have to be profitable. And the design has to definitely reflect the functionality and operational capacity and operational specificities in order for it to be easy to operate, cost effective, and of course bring the desired profits for the investor or for the operator. So this is the main reason why you should bring a specialist. Very often when we have first-time designers or architects of restaurants and hotels, or first-time investors, the thought process behind it is we decide what we want to build, we find a space, we find someone to design it or to draw the concept, then we agree on it, we build it, we furnish it, and then we hire the staff that will operate it, which completely makes sense. However, it will be absolutely great if you can involve somebody operational at the beginning of this process. So at a process of conceptualization, or thinking of like, what type of restaurant do you want to open, what type of hotel or establishment you want to open, thinking of like where you want to locate it, what the concept will be. Would it be a bar? Would it be a restaurant, a lounge, a club, or anything in between? Where would you like to locate it? How would you like to design it? At that stage, it is really great for you to involve a specialist. And what the specialist will do will basically help you build your concept, maybe do some mood boards, maybe help you roughly design the menu, or kind of figure out what kind of drinks would you be serving, what kind of food would you be serving, what type of clientele you would like. And all this is important because it very much depends. And when people ask me what is a good design, and I always of a restaurant, and I always answer with, well, it depends. And it is because it does depend. Your concept will drive a lot of those considerations and a lot of those decisions. So it is really great to involve somebody who is a operator, a operations manager, or a hospitality restaurant expert, somebody who has a lot of experience with restaurant openings, pre-openings, and has been involved in the early stages of opening new outlets. So that could be either a consultant like myself, or it could be, of course, somebody that you're hoping or planning to work for you later on in the process. Of course, that could be a little bit expensive because sometimes design and development and construction of different outlets can take years, and having somebody hired that would eventually run the place on your payroll could end up being very, very expensive. So this is why I personally think it's really great to just involve a consultant at an early stage, and the amount of hours or time that they will work will definitely save time for your architects and designers, and will minimize waste and going back and forth, redesigning places and spaces within your establishment. And of course, it will also save you money in the long run by not having to reconstruct or change a lot of things in the future about your establishment. And you can have it designed functionally in a way to make sure that it operates properly. It is efficient, which will save you cost running it. And of course, it is designed in a way that you achieve the concept ambience and vibe and look and overall style and functionality that your concept needs. So how to do it? My personal opinion is that as soon as you decide to open an establishment and you kind of have some rough ideas of what kind of type or style of establishment you would like to open, you should consider involving, as I said, in operations consultant or a front of house consultant, somebody who has a lot of experience in how to set up and organize floor plans, that knows how much staff you would need depending on how many covers or how many people would you like to be able to fit in this place, and just help you with just all the customer facing parts of the restaurant. Of course, if you are planning to be serving any type of food within your establishment, it is also important to involve a chef. While somebody like myself with a lot of operational experience could probably help you roughly design a kitchen or kind of advise you on how big of a kitchen it has to be depending on the complexity of the menu, the type of food you're looking to serve, and of course the number of covers or people you're planning to have dining at your establishment. You know, someone like me could help, but of course kind of involving a specialist or a chef would be better. So what do you need to start? So you do need a concept, and that could be definitely a concept document. It could be an entire booklet. It could be just several pages PDF of just having an idea of what you want to do, describe the clientele that you're expecting to come, describe the type of events, the type of food, pretty much anything that you can imagine and visualize within your concept, you should put in this document. And this is extremely helpful for the people that will consult you and will be helping you along the way of like refining this concept, so they have something to lean on as they're helping you and giving you their advice. Because as I said, it will very much depend. I would personally give you completely different advice depending on whether you want to have a luxury or a casual dining place, whether you're planning to serve a full-fledged a la carte menu or just small bites, whether you want to design a place that is lively and has a lot of kind of social vibe and maybe a little bit of the social noise associated with kind of busy places, or are you looking at something that is very cozy, very private, and kind of a little more relaxed atmosphere? So of course the advice that any specialist will be giving you very much depends on the concept that you have. This is why as a investor, as an owner, you should definitely have this concept document at least started. And if you are a designer or an architect, you should definitely work with your investor or your own client around conceptualization and concepts, and also with the specialist that will be advising you in order to make sure that the design decisions and the architectural decisions that are taken kind of make sense within what you're trying to achieve as an end concept, as an end result, as an end ambience. So, of course, I do get to work with a number of different architects and designers on different projects, and we do, and very, very often, we do take conversations around floor plan. And as I mentioned earlier, very often, the colleagues or the people that we're working with keep asking, what would be a good design? What should we do here? And again, it very much depends. So what I want to show you right now is I have prepared a couple of floor plans, or like kind of from the internet, and just to give you an idea of all the considerations that have to be taken before you actually kind of start increasing the fidelities of your designs. I would just want to show you what kind of questions I would be asking as a consultant or as a specialist, just for you to understand what type of questions you should be asking your investors, yourself, your team, and just kind of the general mindset of a consultant and a specialist when looking at floor plans. So let's do this. So here I have found on Pinterest a restaurant floor plan, and I'm assuming it's an Asian or Pan-Asian concept. As we can see here, we have a teppanyaki counter. So some of the things that kind of comes to mind as asking questions as a specialist, and I'll be asking this to either the architect or the client, the investor meaning, or whoever is working on the concept. I'll be asking questions such as how much food are you planning to be serving, and how much of that will be coming from the main kitchen versus the teppanyaki counter. And the reason why I'm asking this is just purely visually, this floor plan takes a good chunk, I would say almost half of the overall floor is taken by some kind of a kitchen area. Whether this is like an open kitchen, like the counter, or it's a closed kitchen, which is like the main kitchen that we can see on the top right. So here I will be asking what type of a menu would you be serving, and do you really need that much of a kitchen space? Because again, at the end of the day, you are making your money from the customer facing area or front of house. So some of the questions I will be asking is that how can we optimize the kitchen? How can we look into the menu, and how can we optimize the kitchen to make sure that it is taking the least amount of place or space while still keep being functional, and of course we kind of give a little bit more area to the customer facing, to the front area of the restaurant, because as I said, this is where we make our money, this is where our customers sit, and this is so to say our cash producing area. That's great. So here we have a restaurant again, not too much seating area, or I don't really, I guess these are bigger booths here. Here we have maybe a back booth, and here we have some, again, kind of a booth dining area. These are maybe individual tables, and another one here with a booth and few tables and chairs on the left. A bar area where customers could be sitting, perhaps eating, and a stage. Interesting. Okay, so a few things that come to mind very, very quickly. The dining area is a little bit better optimized here, I think. It's nicely done. One thing that jumps to mind is, for example, how important that performance on that stage would be, because what I'm seeing right now, we don't have too many places that actually look towards the stage. And again, whenever you want to have some kind of a club or some kind of a performance concept, or you're going to have basically a stage where people will be performing, you would like more, not all, of course, not possible, but like more of your diners to be able to see the stage, not only just hear what is performed. And again, this kind of brings some challenges because, of course, the ultimate design would be like an amphitheater, of course, very, very typical, all facing towards the stage, but this is not really possible. So here my question will be, how important this stage is? Does it even have to be there? And if yes, if this is a main attraction in the restaurant and a main kind of entertainment point, then I would be asking questions of how can we design it in a way that perhaps more people could be facing the stage. So I would probably just flip the dining area and see how I can have a little bit more of the booths kind of facing the stage. Also here at the bottom, we can see a VIP area. And again, this is so far away, unless it's elevated, it seems like so far away from the stage that I really don't understand how those VIPs are going to be really getting, this VIP treatment when they can't even see the stage. Also, I don't like the fact that some of the tables are so close behind the reception area. It's a lot of foot traffic in the reception area. People come in and go, and even if the desk is nicely designed, it's still going to be a lot of a lot of traffic there. I don't think these tables would be very desirable, or people would like to sit there or would enjoy sitting there, because it's just going to be so much traffic. And out of my experience, people don't enjoy that, so they would naturally avoid this area. So these are just some of the considerations. And again, no offense to whoever built this design, but I can see here that they're saying that they will do a $10 Fiverr restaurant plan or floor plan and design. So yeah, I mean, you get what you paid for. So it's not bad. It's okay, but I definitely would have a lot of questions around it, and I would challenge a lot of things about this design. And here we are not even talking about the kitchen design, and again, how much space is it taking? Why is the office and storage area so deep into the kitchen? This is definitely not optimal, because you don't want every time when staff comes in and goes in their regular clothes to be passing through through the kitchen. This is not hygienic. It is really, really bad design in terms of hygiene. It is definitely not HACCP friendly. So, but yeah, as I said, for $10, I guess this is fine. But these are some of the questions that I would be asking and having a discussion with the designer or with the architect. Here we have actually a kind of a 3D rendering of a restaurant or an image. I'm not quite sure. I can never tell. Sometimes those designs are so beautiful and so realistic that, it's really tough to say. But here I can see that this is way better than everything we've seen. I like the fact that we can clearly see there are different types of seatings. We have one main seating area in the middle that is kind of separate. They have managed to create a lot of privacy within this area with the half rounded booths in the middle. And this is a very, very good technique to actually avoid the kind of unpleasantries of a lot of foot traffic, which there would be a lot of foot traffic around this area, because this is where the staff and clientele will be passing. And those booths are very, very nice way to create cozy environment around it. Of course, we have the booths on the side, super nice. It has plenty of additional space where you can add tables if you need to, put tables together, make them a little bit bigger, nice and versatile. I really like that. On the top, we have on the top of the image, but more towards the window, we have some nice kind of bar places and like a big community bar table. I really like this, because this is what people would be seeing from the outside. And as a restaurateur, as a bar owner, you do want when people are passing by your place to see people having fun, people drinking, and kind of having a nice social life going on in the restaurant. So this is a very, very cool decision. So I tried to keep this video as short as possible, and I hope some of those things that I shared with you were very, very helpful, and kind of gave you a little bit of idea of the type of questions you should be asking and the type of considerations. Of course, not one size fits all. It always depends, and I can't keep repeating this enough, but what you really need to consider is your concept, and kind of the end result, the end vibe, the end ambience, the type of events you want to be running, the type of clientele you want to be having, the type of food and drinks you want to be serving, and a lot of the design considerations will be going around this. So I really hope that this helps. If you really like this video and if you want me to review any restaurant design, please do send me links or images, and I will very happily do a restaurant review. Of course, if you would like me to review your floor plan, you can always send that to me as well. I really like working with designers, restaurateurs, investors, and architects from all around the world. So yeah, hit me up on my email or on my social media. I will put everything in the description down below. And yeah, just give some love to the channel, like and subscribe if you haven't. And again, feel free to comment and ask your questions, and I will do my best to answer them as well and as fast as I can. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.